Well, hello. We are back with an update on the Webbot Report, the original report that I gave a couple of weeks ago here in June of 2020. The ALTA, also known as the Webbot Report, which was published in December of 2017. The data for these reports is usually gathered a few months before Clif actually posts them. It's very interesting to hear the forecasts or the predictive events that are to occur per these Webbot reports. Now, let me caution you that it is piece of junk. It's with all this psychicness, all this predictive stuff, whether you use a computer system or whether you use linguistic harvesting of languages from the internet, or if you just sit there and use your own psychic ability. Timing is tricky, but the events are generally very accurate. So this Webbot report is around the area of the government and the collapse of the government, and in particular, governors of the states. So I want to show you how this is evolving and how these predictions are coming true. Now, this report I'll be reading to you as a reminder, as if you didn't see my previous video, it is to show you probably what is happening. The Webbot reports, their accuracy is anywhere from 80 to 90%. There's a very high accuracy on a very consistent basis. Now, when these things happen in our society, particularly around people dying from the virus, from the Wuhan virus, the killer virus, we're really not seeing the dead bodies. We're just not seeing them. They're just not showing up in the huge amounts. It's 10,000, 100,000 amounts. The numbers just aren't there on the ground. The fake news says they're there, but they're fake, right? Now, when a governor puts a infected or an alleged virus-infected person because they have symptoms. They may not have been tested to prove it because there are no tests for this particular number 19 virus, of which there are 18, and this is the 19th one. When there are no tests conducted, and then they put these individuals into nursing homes, particularly in New York City, that's very weird. That's very bizarre, because we know that people in the nursing homes are old, and they are the most vulnerable of the population to things like viruses, the common cold, and other common flus like the Wuhan virus. So why would a governor purposely put sick people into a very vulnerable population in nursing homes? Well, if it's very weird and it doesn't make logical sense, the way it does make sense, if you simply look at the money, look at the money trail. If an action makes no sense, follow the money and it will all become clear, crystal clear and understandable. Because money supersedes all logic of humanity. That's what happens. And that's why we question it. Hi, I'm JJ from Paranormal Talks. I just thought I'd tell you. Paranormaltalks.com, we are educational. We step outside the regular, secular way that things work in life to look at the whole other part of ourselves, which we call the paranormal or the metaphysical, or anyway, it is beyond the physical, beyond the normal, beyond the material. So let me show you some of these sites just to give you background. I always like to show our website, and if you want to know more about me, you just click on About Us, scroll down, and there she be. Okay. Next. What am I talking about? Let's look at this. Let's look at this. This is the basis of a lot of the predictive videos I have been creating since May of 2019, based on these three items, these three astrological transits. And these are big. and they're impacting us all at the same time. So this is always the basis of what I go into with these predictive, these updates, these educational videos. So it's 1, 2, and 3. This video is about Pluto and Capricorn. That's astrology gobbledygook, and then I translate it into regular English. What does that mean? That means the implosion and destruction and rebirth of governments and institutions around the world. And then there's some samples there. And this particular astrological phase, it is now impacting us, and it will finish with us in December of 2024. And then there will be fallout from this transit into 24, 25, and 26. Let's see, what's the date? Because I use the quantum computer system developed by Martin Armstrong, which is Socrates, of 25, 26, June 1st, to be precise, of 2026. We like precision. And these videos, these updates, these predictions are not necessarily to make you feel warm and fuzzy. It is to prepare you for events that are coming up in the world that you live in. That's what we're here, is to serve that type of, to provide that type of service. Okay, so there we are with that. Now let's reference this Webbot report, the asymmetric linguistic trends analysis. I already talked about what that means exactly. Linguistics, where Clif High harvests the, Clif High right here harvests the languages across the entire internet, not just English, but across the entire internet. And his website is halfpasthuman.com. And this was published in December of 2015. Again, the dates, not so much, but the events, yes. Okay, let's go down to page 14. Where is it? Aha! Okay, this is just to recap. If you haven't looked at the previous videos, I know how boring it may be to go back, but this is all good stuff. Other issues are forecast. Okay, this is in particular, I believe this specifically references what the governors of the various states are doing right now in putting infected, that is sick people who show cold, flu symptoms into nursing homes. And the fallout as a result of that, as it becomes published that these governors are in cahoots with business owners, and they are killing people, generally killing people, by putting them into nursing homes so they can collect money. Okay, follow the money, follow the money. So other issues are forecast by the data sets to be dominating as we move through this next year. In longer term data, the new and growing sets have an armed confrontation between states and the federal government as borders are closed and refugees refused entrance. This appears to be the data sets as a Western state versus Eastern power bloc confrontation through the mainstream media. In much of the new sets are cross-links over to the prostitutes, that is the propaganda news, you know, the CIA assets who we call news anchors, newscasters, those guys, yeah, those prostitutes. Entity where the terminating sets include bespoke propaganda and push for internal war. That is happening right now in June of 2020, big time. These sets may be forecasting their temporal markers as early as 2017. Remember, ignore the dates because this is now early 2020. The data sets within the USA population also contain growth for secession. Okay, this is the part, okay, focus on this part. This has to do with the governors, their greed and being in cahoots with business owners to kill people in order to make a profit. Also contain growth for secession and governors disposed. I believe there will be governors disposed after the fallout of all this nonsense around the Wuhan fake pandemic, and coup d'etat and takeover and mobs rampaging through state capitals and other language indicating a political process in turmoil. And this is what it looks like when Pluto is in the sign Capricorn. The new growth sets are pointing towards hyped up media reports about refugees and the presidential election cycle as being huge contributors to the upcoming revolt of the governors. The gist of the battle will be about the imposition of jihadists on local states' rights and the conservative populations of the states chosen by presidential decree to be recipients of the refugee flights. Okay, so a lot of things going on in this paragraph, but we are focusing on the governors being disposed and coup d'etats, and the governors not like it, those naughty boys, those greedy naughty boys who have the position of governor. They don't like it when the law comes after them, and they call the law enforcement being biased and racist against them. Yeah, that's a trick. Okay, that's that guy. And now let's look at the Gateway Pundit article that I feel really brings this home to light, and that it's actually happening right now. Okay, here it is, Gateway Pundit. Let's scoot this over. Breaking exclusive, and this is published June 6, 2020. Saturday, June 6th, yes, and this is Sunday. New York Governor Cuomo's largest donor involved in elderly care was shielded from the Wuhan virus lawsuits in April by Cuomo. Okay, this is how our elected officials who we'd love to vote for, this is how they make money off from us by killing us. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo's largest donor is involved in the elderly care business. Not only did he help the donor make millions on the Wuhan virus, but he also provided cover for them. He covered their back legally. He did that by providing them immunity with the law from legal ramifications as well. Cuomo is quite a nice guy if you are a big donor to Cuomo's election campaigns. And he's not unusual, of course. This is how the business is conducted. We are seeing it now because this is what we call the awakening, the Great Awakening. It's kind of awful to wake up, isn't it? It's uncomfortable. We previously reported on New York's Governor Andrew Cuomo, health commissioner. So Cuomo is not alone with this. Everyone gets a piece of the action from the business in killing our elderly in nursing homes. Nothing personal, it's just business, right? So Andrew Cuomo and his health commissioner, Howard Zucker, and there's more, and his MD commissioner, Sally Dreslin, for having coronavirus blood on their hands. And yes, they are killers, and they do it for money. Again, nothing personal, right? It's just business. Their actions led to thousands of deaths in New York State. And I feel that Cuomo, that governor of that state, the governor of New York, he's only the tip of the iceberg. It is a blue state. Look to the blue states in particular coming out as the most traitorous against their people. Yaakov Appelbaum of the Illustrated Primer drafted a post on the recent actions of New York's Governor Cuomo and Department of Health Commissioner and Executive Deputy Commissioner, those three. They are accountable for thousands of nursing home deaths because of their insane directives, more like their murderous directives related to the Wuhan virus. Below are some of the observations from Appelbaum. Appelbaum first points out the ludicrous directive from New York's Department of Health, including, quote, during this global health emergency, all nursing homes must comply with the expedited receipt of residents returning from hospitals who may still have those symptoms of this virus flu to nursing homes. So the health department wants these people to die in nursing homes, or makes sure that they do. And no resident shall be denied readmission or admission to the nursing home solely based on a confirmed or suspected diagnosis of the Wuhan virus. Nursing homes are prohibited, they are stopped, they are blocked from requiring a hospitalized resident who is determined medically stable to be tested for the Wuhan virus before that is, to admission or readmission. And here is the official decree from the King of New York State, Cuomo, and his two partners in crime, killing people. Applebaum shows numerous pictures of Cuomo and Zucker. Yes, birds of a feather flock together, and they all like to profit from it, don't they? So here's the first row here. This is when Cuomo and Zucker were out there saying, we need 30,000 ventilators. Next, New York hospitals will need 10,000 bed capacity. Here we go here. And the last row here with them all together chanting this, no need to test the Wuhan virus hospital patients before moving them to nursing homes into that very vulnerable and probably comorbid population of old people. Sure, let's just kill people. Let's kill all these old people. Who cares if grandma or grandpa are killed, or our parents? That's okay. Cuomo and his two friends in crime, they make a profit, they make money, and they get reelected because we love to vote for them. Okay, that's sarcasm on my part. But I just want to drive home the point of how profitable it is to kill people, especially when we use taxpayers' money. Now, this is how it looks like as a government system collapses, as the planet Pluto transits through the constellation sign Capricorn. Now, this is to prepare you emotionally and psychologically, because it will get worse. Just look back 6 months, even 9 months, and you can see how much worse it has become. But this is to prepare you. This is to help you. If you are psychologically prepared, emotionally prepared, you are able to ride out the ups and downs, the vicissitudes, the big vicissitudes, as our government system collapses as we know it. So we are here to help, and information is the best way to do that. So I hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe, and we love to continue to keep these coming to you to further keep you updated and keep you prepared psychologically and emotionally. So this is JJ from Paranormal Talks, and we'll be talking to you later. Thank you so much. Bye.